Some people take the shit real seriously, man.
What do you think of that?
To each their own, homie. I got better things to do, you know? I mean, this shit taught me a lot. Like graffiti and writing graffiti and the kids I met through graffiti was almost like a second school, you know? I learned a lot more about color and letter and composition and shit, I think, through this than I ever did art school, but like it's all ends to a mean, or a means to an end rather, you know? I think there's a big difference between me and a graffiti writer. There's kids who do this shit not to be creative, not to like express themselves. They're like, those are graffiti writers. They go get up and destroy cities, and like their game is about fame and like their name and getting it everywhere they can. Yeah. I'm inspired by it. I kind of like practiced it for a little while.
Yeah.
And now I use it as a building block for everything else that I do, man, in terms of my design work. It's way more fun than trying to paint a still life or some shit. That's what got me into it, man. I was looking for more fun. And I work as a designer, you know, this is just for fun, man. It's like a way to not be at a computer. What I do for Converse is I design sneakers, man. I design a lot of sneakers.
My stress is into royal succession from oil with confessions of oil, not aggression like oil straight from the soil to boil premise to places and foil, nonsense in the mic recoils, dispensing the right tutorial, tossing the spoils on these drums and I love it. Running just like a government, crooked or something slick. Embezzling your asses and got you paying attention like taxes from every mic check when I've drafted from personal accounts. And the only thing that's bouncing is when I pronounce it, liquidate and sounds it, roll them off the mouth, roll the daily pounce it. Anything that's coming out the speakers and it sounds good. Kicking on the one, not with my sneakers but the vocals. Somewhere between the mids and tweeters point to focal. Carry your flow like refugees, I got a boat full. Except the dialect is native, northeast local.
I consider myself a drawer. Like someone that revels in drawing in my sketchbook and creating little characters. My favorite thing to draw is robots, and then I really like drawing animals, and I just really like these tiny little characters, especially the ones that you kind of cast away. I'm not sure exactly why. I definitely pick up on other people's sensibilities in the group. I can see overlaps between everybody. The way Josh shoots photos, I can see that influence. The way Dana would incorporate photography into a piece, and definitely Dana's color palette, I'm constantly thinking about when I'm making work.
Decide your fate. Will you decide to be beautiful when the others ain't? Who are you obliged to? Who decides your fate? It's not the hand of God, but that is His voice. But that is His voice.
cap from a street light just fell down, and I straightened it out. I started doing graffiti before I went to school, and then when I moved out to Philly, there was just like, I mean, there was so many kids in art school and other kids that were in Philly that I met along the way that, I mean, it just kind of put me in that world. And before I knew it, it was all my friends were graffiti writers, and that was it. You know, that was my life. It got me into some trouble, and when I got a little bit older and wised up, I realized it's not necessarily going to make me a living, and so I used what I learned in that world and kind of tried to make a living off of it, and that's what I'm doing now. I mean, I had a couple characters that I did, like I had a giraffe character I did. I just started thinking like, well, I'll just paint all animals, you know, like, and then this Animal Kingdom thing, and it's just been all animals from there on out. I mean, I do characters of people too, but it's just kind of caught on.
Spin psychosomatic mathematics, strategic procedures and tactics, erratic conformity when I perform my magic. And of course the amount of grass that's inside of my jacket. The next day when I rise to a die, beautiful sunrise, I'ma chew it up, spit it up, and give it all back to y'all. Most people's mental capacity to be able to grasp me. With verbal guns drawn, even though it is wrong. What's going on? Against my chest like the son of God.
This is like what we live for, honestly. Essentials. It's good to have, you know, a photographer in the gang because, you know, it's always nice to be able to document what we do. I come from a little small city called Fitchburg out in central Mass. It's a big industrial town. So there's a lot, you know, it's pretty much urban in a sense. So there's always, you know, street culture going on, and you have all that, you know, being exposed to that every day definitely kind of changed my eye in which way I want to, you know, show things. Lately I've been shooting a lot of Polaroid, regular, you know, old-fashioned SX70 Polaroid camera. It's like little.
Can we take a look?
Yeah, man. This is the business right here. It's like, whoa! It comes with a quarter. Full on, like.
Oh, nice.
This camera photographed my childhood. Say I have like a photojournalistic style, in a sense, but I mean it changes every day. So every day I learn something new about the camera. So that, you know, kind of changes my whole outlook. I totally feed off the graffiti as far as the photography world. You know, it's all a lot of stuff I shoot is. A lot of city scenes, you know, back alleys, anything kind of geometric shapes and what have you. Yeah. Technique, of course, you know, you don't have the pressure that you would normally with a brush. You don't feel the canvas. It's all kind of hovering, you know, 2 inches to an inch off your canvas, so to speak. So it's definitely requires a steady hand. Sometimes you gotta bend the canvas a bit. It's all pressure based, so you eliminate your volume, you create more pressure. It's tough to know when you're done.
I mean, everybody's got their own motivation, and some people are a lot deeper about it than I am. I'm surely one of the more cynical, but whatever. I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, we just all like to make stuff look good. That's why these live events work, because that's all we're doing. We're just kind of like drawing on the wall.